Coming from a married couple who investigates all things supernatural, most people forget one side of investigating, the everyday human side. Before investigating, they had to learn everything that's involved with cases, all the while balancing their marriage, family life, friendships, and work life. Twisted Ascensions brings an inside look at how their marriage works on and off cases, spreading the knowledge they've learned over the years about trauma, drug abuse, dealing with spiritual gifts, protection work, and so much more. Dive into the world of a paranormal couple that doesn't shy away from hard questions, but rather offers raw and unfiltered answers. Listen to the good, bad, and ugly stories of various topics and hear from other investigators, past clients, and colleagues within the field. Now, your host of Twisted Ascensions, Caden and Alyssa Mask.
Welcome back to the murder, folks. Good Friday night. I'm your host, Caden.
Now, Melissa.
Come to you live from the hollers of Mississippi, and this is Twisted Ascensions. And if you're not familiar with us, hold on to your hats because we have a lot to cover. We are going to offend probably the vast majority of the paranormal field currently.
That's not a good way to start a show.
It's not a good way to the show, but let's be honest. It needs to be said.
Yeah.
And if you're just getting into this field, you're going to learn things that if you want to be taken seriously, stay away from or don't do, or do some more research. But it's not just going to be a bash show. We're also going to talk about things that we love about the field, things that we wish would come back or things that we wish would work out within the field. Mm-hmm. So it's not just a bash fest, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Hello, come on in. Hey, Dawn. Seeing everybody come on in. Come on in.
That's what I was doing. I was trying to get to it.
Hello. Facebook user, which I think that's Carmen. Carmen, if you can go out, scroll up and hit the StreamYard. Everybody that's joining in.
You could be sharing.
Make sure that you hit the StreamYard and press accept so that we can see who it is. Hey, Sherry. Thank you. Yes, I'm letting my hair grow back out, and I just got out the shower, so I decided not to put on a hat. It is what it is. Hello, everybody. Hello. I miss y'all. It's been a long 7 days without you.
Sure has. It's so odd now, like knowing that we're doing it every 7 days.
Yeah.
And before, like there was a week in between them, and so now I caught myself. I was like, oh, no. It is this set. Like, I was super excited about it because we only got to do it twice a month. And we get to talk about a lot more because we do it every Friday.
Very true. Very true. Very true. We're going to, we've been hustling the past couple of days. I've only reached out to a handful of people, and I think Alyssa's reached out to a couple of people, getting in guests lined up for future shows. I'm pretty stoked about the ones that we're going to have. Yes, much better, Carmen.
Yeah, we can
I can see you now. I can see you.
Okay.
Boss man was like, yes, it is amazing. Listen, I'm so glad we're doing every 7 days. Every week. Y'all CR us.
They're probably get tired of us.
Y'all really are. So let's jump right in. So last week was our re-debut, reopening, re-whatever. We're back. So we kind of hit up on things that happened while we had to disappear for a little bit, what was going on at that time, things to look forward in the future, which we really didn't get to touch a whole lot on. We touched a little bit. Probably should have stated like, hey, things to look forward in the future. You're going to see us every week.
Yeah, we probably should have. I don't know. I don't know if we said anything about the fact that we were doing it.
I don't think so too. Surprise.
Surprise.
Every week. And then we hit up on some things that just really grind our gears, but it was wrapped into what had happened. So we figured that because we got a lot of messages after the show and all this week and people talking about it, our friends and family that have said stuff that they were glad that we opened up our mouths about
Some
of
of
the
the things
dark.
that we did.
Yeah, some of the things that we did is
Yeah.
the things that we dealt with when it comes to the dark side of the paranormal. Because, excuse me, the paranormal field is absolutely no different than life itself. There's a harmonious balance. There's always going to be good and bad, light and dark. I mean, it's just part of it. It's part of living. It's part of being a human on this sphere that we call Earth. And so we decided to go ahead and continue with the conversation of some of the dark side of the field and things that most people probably don't even consider.
Oh, it won't let me do it. Okay.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to get on there so that you could see it, but it's okay. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Well, I can do two things at once.
I cannot. I was failing like really bad, but I'm glad you
Yeah,
can.
see, right there.
Okay, there you go.
See, got it in.
Good job.
Yes. All right. So, to start things off, where do you want to just kind of take it on the forefront, like all the way to the beginning, or work outside of it before the field?
Well, we don't have to do that because we did that already, and like most people that are watching have already heard that. Like they've heard that story. If you take it all the way to the beginning,
Not our story.
Oh, do you mean just the Fields story?
The field story. Okay, you're not understanding, so
No.
I'm just gonna say.
I'm not. I thought you meant like our
So
story. I was like, everybody's heard that.
No, whenever you're in the paranormal field, what do you want to go do? You want to go to haunted locations, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you with me now?
kind of.
No?
Yeah.
You're still lost?
A little bit.
All right, find your GPS and find me. So, when you book your location or you find a location you want to go to, let's throw out because I seen Sharon and she always reminds me of the Monroe House. You want to go to the Monroe House in Indiana. So what are you going to have to do? Well, first thing you're going to do is you're going to contact Eddie and Pam or Mike Diddy if he's still doing booking, and you're going to book it and you're going to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people forget that when it comes to locations, especially right now here lately, they cost an arm and a leg. I mean, let's just get it out there. I understand that when COVID happened, there was absolutely no movement. There was no traveling. So a lot of these businesses got affected by it. No different than your normal stores.
Yeah.
Right? So these haunted locations, they weren't allowed to let people in because of the guidelines.
And they had to adapt too. Like they had to spend money to open back up after not making any money.
Right.
For quite some time.
Right. So we seen a huge increase. Hey, Roger, a huge increase when it comes to locations and what they're charging. And I mean, not just 40 or 50 bucks. We're talking 100 to 150 to more. And I have a huge, and I know everybody within the field that doesn't own said building has a huge problem with that. With how much it costs.
That's because they don't know.
What?
Like they don't know what it would actually cost to run one.
I mean, yeah, but we're talking about well-established buildings that are already there, that get the foot traffic.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, you're trying to play both sides of the fence.
I'm with you now. I'm with you. Okay.
Let's stick.
Okay.
Okay, so well-established locations.
Mm-hmm.
They get a lot of foot traffic. We're talking about the Monroe in general.
Yeah.
Okay. So they didn't add more, but let's say that they did. It went from $100 a day to now it's $300 a night.
Okay.
It jumped that much because I'm going off of what other locations
I'm with you.
went up. Okay.
Okay.
So they charge $300. So now you're just paying $300 to go and investigate. Well, if you live in Mississippi like us, that's an 11 to 11 and a half hour drive. So that's gas money.
Yep. So if you had an ending amount at the beginning of this, like what was going to cost you maybe $500 for a full investigation, give or take. That's
Well, that depends on your vehicle.
Or your vehicle and your habits and eating and all
Because
of that.
before that, you got it again. You're taking that large of a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Oil change, tires, just a regular tune-up.
Yeah,
So there's you 100, 120 right there.
Yeah.
Taking food to there's you another, at least if you're staying 2 nights or 1 night, that's at least $50 on food, I would say. And then if you are a respectable group, you're also going to leave something to thank them for allowing you there. You know, $20, $30, $40 there. Then you got your $300 to investigate. Let's say you got just a decent little gas saver vehicle. So we'll say another $100 for gas.
That's it.
Well, there and back. Well, no, because it'd be 200.
Right.
Be
Well, I
50,
mean, right
50.
now,
So 100 up and 100 back. So
Right.
200. So we're well over $700 right now.
For one night.
For 1 night.
Yes.
That doesn't include making sure that your equipment's charged, buying batteries, all of this stuff. People don't really think about it.
And if you have experiments and you have to purchase things, so there's been a lot of experiments we've had, which granted we were planning for them, but there have been some where we had like Walmart sacks of things that were odd and in things that don't go with your paranormal equipment. Like it's stuff that was on a list that we had to go buy.
It was nothing for us to like get to our location, drop off our suitcases and our bags and stuff, walk around, and then be like, you know what?
I think we should do this.
We should do this, but we don't have anything for it. Trip to Walmart, you just dropped another 50, possibly 60 or more.
The year we got the little ball thing and a static, it was Halloween, and it ended up being perfect for what we wanted to do.
We got the gyro ball thing.
Oh my gosh.
Plasma ball. We got the plasma ball.
Well over $100.
Plasma ball. We got the shutter lights, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. And we in the little fog thing. But the thing is we didn't go there intending to spend that.
Yeah.
But because we were there for, I'm not going to call it a job, but we were there to get evidence. You don't spend all that money and go somewhere not to get something, right? So then you get somewhere. We did our walkthrough. Yeah. We got in the vehicle and we had a list of things we had to go to the store for anyway to leave in the house. And when we got there, we had talked about how on the way to the store, we were like, well, if we would have had something to do that experiment would have been really cool. But the dollar store doesn't have anything and there's not a Walmart right there and we weren't going back. Yeah. We got there and it was Halloween and they had all sorts of stuff out, and
our little $500 trip turned into a little over $1,000.
Yeah,
real quick.
It did.
But yeah, you have your normal stuff that you have to purchase, no matter if it's a paranormal trip or just a weekend getaway. I mean, you have to make sure that you have those things. I mean, if you're somebody who smokes or dips or vapes or whatever, that's another charge that you're going to have to pay for. It's just a never-ending process, and a lot of people I love that are wanting to get involved in the field, but I don't think they truly understand, depending on where you live. If we lived in Indiana or Ohio, we would be set because there are at least 30 locations
within like
a 2-hour trip.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
and
wild.
With us in Mississippi, ones that we haven't done, I mean, we're looking at 4 hours one way to the nearest decent investigation. There's some over in Holly Springs, and that's like 2 hours, hour and a half to 2 hours ish.
Yeah,
but they're seasonal, so it's only during certain like fall time that I think you can investigate.
And it's a very limited thing. Like you've got to be on it and know their schedule before anybody else to get in the door there, because it's it's a very small window.
So that's that's a lot of reasons why if you follow a lot of paranormal groups, and there are some that haven't changed. I mean, they are still going out maybe every weekend or multiple times a month. And then there's others that you may follow that it seems like it came to a screeching halt. That's why. These locations are, I know what it costs to run a smaller, newer one. I know what, kind of what you're looking at being able to make if that's the only income for that building. Like if it's not
to maintain the building.
To maintain the building.
Right.
I mean, you have to at least get a large size building or a place like the Monroe House. At least needs to make probably close $2,000 to $3,000 a month. And I could be undershooting it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you know, it's a lot of money.
I could be undershooting it. That
I
is
could be
a lot of
undershooting
money.
it. But it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But if you are a location that has the reputation and gets booked out even a year ahead of time, like as soon as you put out here's what's available and you get booked up within the first 2 months, I'm not sure why you're charging $800 for a 5-hour investigation or $600 for a 5-hour investigation. You know, places like Waverly, it costs $1,100.
I can't understand charging like $4 and $5 for a canned drink or something. I mean, I'm just gonna. I wasn't going to, and I sat here and I thought about it.
Eddie.
And I get having to sell your items and make a little bit extra. I'm not dissing that at all. I'm not. However, and I do know that I live in the South. Prices are probably different where we were at.
Yeah.
I won't take that away either. But
their drinks were only in the gas station. They were only like 40
They were
cents.
normal prices.
Yeah.
So I will say that they were normal prices. But I was trying to give a little, okay? But I have worked in school concession stands, and I've had to go to Sam's and to places where you buy bulk, and I've bought big things of canned drinks. I know around about what a big thing of something like that costs for you to fill up a fridge and sell. And if you are selling them for $5 and $6 and $7, you're making a killing. Like, that's all I got to say.
Which is also why we bring our own stuff.
You are not selling those things because you are hurting. You're not selling them because you're hurting for money. Like, that's not what was happening.
You're close to one of the most haunted cities in Mississippi if you just get permission to investigate them.
We know, but
that's the problem, though.
Like,
I mean, Natchez is one of the most haunted cities in Mississippi. We're all aware of that. But there's only one location down there that is actively still booking for investigations. That we're aware of, that is publicly known. Just the one. I have a list. Everybody who knows me knows I have files. Every state has a file. And there's a list of locations. I have phone numbers, emails, how much it costs, the minimum amount of people, the maximum amount of people, and how long the investigation is. All that underneath all of them. So as of right now, Natchez is just the one, and that is the Natchez jail, the Adams County jail. Scott jail. Adams. The Natchez jail. The Natchez jail is open. And there's like a B&B down there, but you have to rent the room and stay within the room. There's buildings that you can do like haunted tours, but not actively investigate privately. And I'm not interested in going city to city and jumping into the cemeteries or paying for a bed and breakfast everywhere, because that adds up quick. Or just, I love walking outside and going, like, investigating outside, depending on the weather. Like, now is not the time for that. It's too many skeeters, and they eat me alive.
They love you.
They really do. They're making a killing if you can sell it faster than it expires. People won't buy it if you're price gouging your clientele.
I mean, true, but I get my point with it was, like, I can understand it if you are running a facility and you host overnights and you've got a kitchen in there and you've got snacks and you kind of decked it out a little bit. Yeah. Like, I could understand, everybody might not get this, but this is what I'm going to use. I can understand, like, the stripper backroom policy where, like, the stripper mom has snacks.
Yeah.
And the strippers tip her, like, it's the truth. Like, that's what happens. They have a stage mom type lady back there. She does their outfits, but they pay her, like, she gets tipped by them.
Yeah.
Like, she brings the snacks in, you put the money in. That's the system. that they have there. Like, and in this world and in this field, we're charging $6 and $7 for a canned Coke.
Yeah.
All right, man.
On top of this $700 to book it.
The amount of money for security camera footage.
Yeah. Yeah. If somebody,
Woo!
anybody that watches this now, or if you're watching this after the fact and you own a location, and you do this,
Yeah.
I understand signing a waiver
100%.
before, like not allowing teams to go live at your location. 100%. I agree with it to an extent, and I think there should be something implemented. But what I want to know is, why charge for videos? Like if a team pays you to come and investigate, why do they have to pay you for the footage as well? I'm curious. So if you could, hey Patrick, if you could shoot us an email, southern.ascension@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Let's talk, because I want to understand.
Like curiosity. It's not like we're gonna attack. No, I want to know too, because we discussed it before when we were doing other things, and I don't understand it, because we've been to places that have that, and then we've been to places that don't, and then there's the places that we've been that do have that. Every clause is different. I will say that every one that we have ever read is a little different and has a little different stuff in it. But I am curious now that you said that. My brain is like, I want to know too.
Like, I genuinely want to know,
because I have made my own assumptions, as I am sure a lot of people in this field have. I'm just as guilty of it as everybody else. Like, I've made my own assumptions. Like, yeah, you want whatever.
Like, I used to be against locations not allowing lives. I also used to be against locations that would not let you release your own footage that you filmed without them seeing it first. Until we temporarily had our own place and we thought about some rules and regulations that we want to instill, and I'm 100% on board.
Well, let's be real honest here. Let's be real honest. We were watching people go live in places.
Oh, yeah.
And post videos that we knew were are we on YouTube? Yeah, we're on YouTube. They were fake.
We knew they were
shit. Yeah, they were a crock of shit.
That's why crock of shit.
They were bullshit. And we knew they were, and a lot of other people knew they were. It's not like we were sitting in here like we were.
And this location was in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And it was one of our go-tos, and it's the Fernwood House.
It was absolutely nuts to me.
It was our go-to location for many, many years.
Yes.
Many years. And it was a location that Marinka's
been there.
Marinka's been there. Carmen's been. She won a contest, and Marinka came with us. It's just a location that at the time we took people who had never been on an investigation before with a lot of equipment that wasn't like a public ghost tour or a public ghost hunt. It was a private thing. That's where we would go. We took, it wasn't our kid. Excuse me. There were kids there, though.
You said it wasn't our kid. Yes, there was. Yes.
There were kids there. It was a location where there wasn't anything bad there at all. Not even like an angry old man, an angry old lady, or an angry spirit in general. Like, nothing. It was the chillest of locations ever. Now, if you went in with nasty attitudes, the house acted accordingly. But as long as you didn't have a nasty attitude, it's fine.
Yes.
But we watched this team, and I can't even tell you what their name was.
There was two of them. There was one that we watched on YouTube, and there was another one that we watched on Facebook. And the one on YouTube, I don't remember their names. And the one on Facebook, I don't even know if they're still on Facebook or if it's a different.
So they might have disbanded. Regardless, though, they took a location, which we'll have to segue into. We've been kind of rambling, but and one of my pet peeves and dark side of the field is the amount of people that truly do not understand the terminology or the reasoning and the truth behind using the term demon or demonic or evil. It pisses me off without end to watch or hear anybody or somebody to call us and say, I have a demon in my house. Okay, why do you think you have a demon in your house? Well, because stuff's getting thrown around and I'm getting scratched and I'm getting bit. And listen, if you've never experienced something like that, I get it. It's scary. Scary as hell. I get it. But if you're an investigator and you are in this field and you get scratched or you hear a growl get an EVP of a growl or something gets thrown down the hallway and you say that it was a demon, please go back to the beginning of start.
Okay, but
Don't pass go. Let's do some more research. Because if you want to use that term, at least use it correctly.
I don't disagree. But there are a lot of people who are educated by TV. Like that.
Yeah,
do you understand what I'm saying?
They see, what is his name? Zach getting possessed every episode.
Right. Well, it isn't. Well, it's YouTube too. Like I think a lot of kids and younger adults watch it on YouTube too. Nonetheless, they're educated. Like that's you're saying, go back and do this, but that to them that's real. I really think they do.
They probably do. So I will speak plainly.
Okay.
Go research the definition of demon,
Mm-hmm.
where the origins of that word come from, and what it means. Demon, demonic is Christian origin.
Right.
It means the demon from the Bible or demonic, complete evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to use that term and you're familiar with the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus himself went against demons, right?
Mm-hmm.
He battled against demons.
Right.
And even in the Bible, it said that it was a struggle. Not impossible, but there was a struggle
Right.
between that. Why is a demon just going to randomly haunt this location and scratch you?
I don't disagree.
A demon's going to throw you up against the wall, or a demon is going to, if you believe in them, demons are going to do something much more to get your attention.
End you or attempt to.
Yes.
Or make you feel like you're going to think they are. Like you're going to think they are. If you believe in them and what they can do, then you're going to think that. I don't disagree with you at all. I was just making a statement. Paranormal investigators, I can see being angry at, but like some of the younger, I guess, or clients that we've had call, I guess the first thing for me wasn't anger, because they calling us was their research. I guess. Yeah,
no, clients don't bother me as bad as other investigators.
That's what I was trying to get you to specify, because you didn't.
Yeah.
At first,
clients don't bother me as bad. It irks me.
Yeah.
Like
if we're being honest, it irks you.
Yeah, it irks me. But it's not, that's why I said I don't blame them. If you've never experienced something like that,
right,
you're going to think that something's about to kill me.
Right.
Right. I get it. I've been there. It's what got me into this field. But it's still one of those things where we have to use, or we have to learn. If you're going to be in this field, you have to learn the terminologies and the proper usage of them. Because there are people out there involved in this field that just throw that word, demon or demonic or evil, out, and locations do it as a catch me so that people will come to the location. Yeah. I get it. It's a gimmick. It makes money. I understand.
Yeah.
But if you're in this field and you want to be taken serious, let's start with knowing what you're saying and knowing what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to stop right here. We're going to take our first break. It's a very short break, so don't go anywhere. Share this out. We'll be right back. This is Twisted Ascensions, Dark Side of the Field.
No matter the questions, Ellie Weisencell can help you find the answers. Ellie is a gifted intuitive and a natural energy healer, which she applies using the body code and emotion code healing systems, among others, to help you achieve balance for your best results. Are you looking for more clarity about which direction to follow with your life, health, or career? Let Ellie guide you. As a psychic, Ellie can provide clarity to the path you are on, so you may use your free will to change the direction of your life. Are you wanting to communicate with a loved one who's passed? As a certified psychic medium, Ellie Weisencell can connect you with your loved ones on the other side to facilitate healing or offer closure. To schedule your appointment with Ellie, look her up on Facebook at Ellie Weisencell Psychic Medium or email her at elliewisencell@gmail.com. That's Ellie Weisencell, Weisensel.
Welcome back, Murder.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for giving us your listening ears this Friday night. My name is Caden.
My name is Alyssa.
We are a married couple out of Mississippi. This is our show, Twisted Ascensions. Tonight, we're talking about the dark side of the paranormal field. We got on a tangent about things, if you're getting into the field, that you need to be aware of. It's not we'll get into that later. It's not a field that you get in to be famous. It's not, it doesn't happen that way, okay? You get in this field because something happened to you, or you want to understand the afterlife. You want to know a little bit of personal truth to what you experienced if you had an experience. You don't get in this field to be the next Zach Baggins or, Amy is retired now. Cindy, I think, is her replacement. Paranormal celebrity. Insert paranormal celebrities here. You don't get in this field to be that. Would it be awesome to make money doing this? Absolutely. However, not everybody can be on TV, and not everybody should be on TV.
Yeah, we should not.
Yeah, we definitely should not. We are too foul-mouthed.
Very much so.
So
I would be poor.
If you are tuning in, thank you so very much. We love each and every one of you. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, share this out, and drop your paranormal peeves or what you love about the paranormal field in the comments. We're reading them. If you have questions, ask them. If you don't like what we're saying,
say something.
Say something. Tell us.
We love a good, healthy conversation.
We love healthy conversations, healthy debates. We're not going to argue with you. We don't want you to argue with us. It's all respect here, even though I sound brash. My wife doesn't. I sound brash. And I sound very blunt. You do sound but brash. It's because I don't want to leave any assumptions. If I say something, I mean what I say what I mean. It's just, that's how it is.
So inside the paranormal field, it's really, really dominant. But the toxic, spiritual, I don't know what to call it. It's like this hovering spiritual thing.
That everything has to be love and light.
Yes, like that everything is so good and everything is so grand and your life is
it's toxic happiness, toxic positivity. There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Toxic positivity.
Like
that is something that we do see a lot.
Yes, and like the fake it till you make it. But I say all that inside the field because it is inside the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like a little fake spiritual movement all on its own.
I can see that.
Like what is the new thing now?
We're in the
everything has a dupe. So the spiritual movement now has a dupe. It now has a dupe.
Well, I'll be damned.
You heard it first here. The saying. When you see it on a screen T with the little post, you seen it here.
Put that on a shirt and wear it. I mean, but you are right. We do see it's on both sides. If we're going to talk about the dark side.
And we have really, really great ones too. And I can segue into that With that,
It's not a competition.
yeah, it's because it's not.
No, it shouldn't be.
No.
However, I don't agree with it, but it is just, it's human nature in the sense of you can change your blueprints, because that's a whole different topic
Yeah.
for another night, because
Yeah.
I know that's your show. You want to do that. Like, you want to segue that one.
No.
But when we're talking about somebody's character,
Uh-huh.
okay, and this was one of my big things when we got into the field and we created our own team. It's being involved in this field, you really have to have a professionalism about you, especially if you're going to be dealing with clients.
Yeah.
Locations, yes, you have to be respectful. You have to be on a professional to the extent of you're not goofing off, you're not breaking stuff, you're not committing misdemeanors, felonies, whatever.
Right.
You're not breaking rules. Yep. I lost my train of thought. I'm making craft smudge bundles. Hey, send me a message, Courtney, because if you're making craft smudge bundles, I'll buy some from you.
Did you really just lose your train of thought?
I really
like that?
did. Well, I seen crafts and I stopped for a second and I'm like, what? And then I had to go back and read everything, and then it was just like,
It was gone after that.
yep.
I don't know where you were going.
I was
'cause
talking about
I'm not you.
professionalism. You have to have a code of conduct of professionalism about you.
Yeah.
Somebody
I'll be-
remind me
okay,
what I was
so
saying.
I'll say this. I never dealt with clients, even outside of the mediumship aspect of it. Like, that aside, I never did it because I am not, although I'm pretty sure it would be hard to believe, I don't like talking to people. You guys are like like you're on a screen. I'm just in here with Caden. So, oh, hi, Brian. I just don't like it. But Caden, shockingly enough, he has a very good customer service tone, and he manages very well with clients, and he gets an A++ for dealing
Todd
with that.
will agree. The boss man will agree. When you work in corrections, you learn how to use your words
Never done it.
efficiently.
Never done it.
Efficiently.
Oh, trust me, I know. Even with you do that on the phone with people and they can't even see you.
Sure can't. But I bet you they can imagine it. If I say, okay, I bet you that they see me.
If they know
go
you,
back.
if they know you,
Okay.
if they know you, then they can see it.
For
Yes.
sure.
Yes, absolutely.
My goodness.
But you do get an A++ because you are phenomenal with clients and you have the best customer service phone thing going on.
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh, I remember my train of thought.
Oh,
whoop.
Yay.
Yay.
High five.
It's back. It's
Yes.
back. Okay. So, yes. You have to have professionalism about you. When I was talking about characters.
Mm-hmm.
Your character, yes, we can talk about changing it at a later date, but let's just say you are somebody who doesn't know that you can change your characteristics or can change your blueprints of your soul, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go in this field, and yes, I'm a hand talker, Courtney.
Only on here, though. In real life, in person, he's not.
So, because I'm really excited.
I know.
You have to be the same person outside of the field, inside of the field.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be, because we all know somebody who is just fake, who is two-faced. We've all met one or 50 of those.
I mean, I've been that person.
I've been that person.
And I have been.
We were toxic individuals when we were
been that
younger.
person inside the field, but that's a whole show in itself. We'll discuss
We have
it
talked
later,
about
guys.
that. I don't know how many times.
Yes, we have.
Like I said, we did everything the hard way, so you did not have to.
Calm down.
That I was about to stutter really bad.
Calm down. I know a scene.
Anyways, you have to be yourself outside of the field, inside of the field, because if you are somebody who is just a troll in real life, like your whole life mission is to make other people miserable, and you get in this field and you try to pretend love and light and you love everybody and you want to help people, but that's not you in real person. Like, you're that person.
That's not your intent.
That's not you. You're putting on a facade.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen when you put on a facade in this field, Alyssa?
You'll crash.
and burn.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody can see right through it because there are very gifted and real mediums and gifted individuals out there that will see right through you. And what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to work with anybody. Nobody's going to want to work with you at all. Hey, Christina.
I was reading. Sorry.
But yes, you can't go into this field. Like, be honest about why you're in this field. If you were in this field to become YouTube famous, say it. Don't say you're in this to help clients. If you're in this field to be the next paranormal celebrity, own it.
Yeah,
Don't say that you're in this to learn the paranormal truth when all you do is the same 3 things at every location. Are you about to go on?
No,
what
I'm
you
not.
about to say?
So I don't know. Like, let me ask you this: if someone called you and said, "Caden, so I told you I was buying all that stuff, and I really wasn't sure. I wasn't lying to you, man. I really wasn't sure what I was going to do yet." And you start talking to them, and they're like, "Well, I decided I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to keep it." And you're talking about paranormal equipment.
Okay, paranormal equipment. I said, what are we selling?
Yeah, paranormal equipment.
Okay.
And they flat out tell you that they want to keep it because that's what they want to do. That's their goal. Honestly, what would you look at that person and say? Like, what would you say to them if somebody you're saying if that's what you want to do, just be honest about it, just be upfront about it. But how would you really treat them if you were being honest? Like, how would you react to that if somebody was?
Okay, they called me. Why?
Because they were going to sell you. They offered you were going to buy their equipment.
Okay, I was going to buy their equipment.
I just threw out a scenario. I was trying to hurry.
I was trying to find the context.
I'm sorry. I was trying to hurry.
So I'm trying to buy Billy Bob's equipment.
Mm-hmm.
He gives me a good deal on it.
Yep.
I'm like, cool. A day goes by and he calls me and says, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to keep it because I want to stay in the field."
Yes.
Why would I have an issue?
But I want to stay in the field because I've decided that I want to be famous. Like, I'm doing it just for that. I'm going to try
this again to see
if I can be. Yeah. Like, they tell you that's their goal. Flat out. Bold face. Like, yeah, but are you going to treat that investigator crappy since they're being honest? Are you going to say, "No, I don't want to ever go anywhere with you"? No, I'm being serious. Like, are you going to look at them like they're not a serious investigator? Me
as the way that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I only know the hundreds of people that we've met over the years that are in the field that are self-proclaimed paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I know of 3, just 3 out of 200 that we have met, spoken with over the past 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I know 3 that are actual investigators.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I get mad if I'm trying to buy his equipment? He's like, "You know what? I'm going to keep this because my friend showed me how I can become YouTube famous and make money." Okay, cool. Thanks. Anyways, good luck on your endeavors.
Right.
That's that. Why would I want to go do things with them? I don't know them.
Well, I mean, what if you did? Say you did. I just threw out a scenario of you talking to someone.
Okay, let's take Dawn.
Okay.
Dawn calls me and says, "Hey, we no longer want to do private clients or things. We're going to start working with this production company, and we're signing our rights away, so they're going to have complete creativity."
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's cool. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. I hope you guys do well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Months go on.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time, me and Dawn are still talking, and Dawn's like, "We're having to go to this location, and we've had to stay for 3 days to constantly film. Nothing happened, so we're having to go back and refilm so that they can do wall knocks or insert this, that, or the other. Can you help me, figure out something?"
You're going to say no.
No.
Right.
Don't want anything to do with it.
I agree.
I mean,
well, I would say that's about the same that
Yeah.
I was just asking how you felt about it, because you had very strong feelings about people being honest. You're very vocal about that, which is cool. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just getting you to say, like, so say they do. Are you going to look at them like they're a shitty investigator after that? Are you going to be judgy?
No,
So
that
for
was
you-
that was the whole point of me saying I only know out of 200, 3
Right.
true investigators.
Right.
I don't view anybody as an investigator except for those 3.
Mm-hmm.
Enthusiasts, sure. Ghost conversationalists like ourselves, sure.
Mm-hmm.
People who actually want to help clients,
Mm-hmm.
sure. But true paranormal investigators, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't view them as that way. But even the people in the field that I have looked up to over the years and found out later on that it was all just smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
I learned what to look for. And I also learned that sometimes it's better to just let people do what they want to do and not be involved with it.
Yeah. That, I'm big on that these days. Like I'm real big.
I'm going to be over here doing me.
I'm real
big.
But
that is the dark side of the paranormal is
Yeah.
that you have, especially right now, we are in that era, social media era. We're in the era where it's pay for views. You're getting
I agree,
paid
Dawn.
for the views.
Dawn said I wouldn't be able to trust their future investigations or evidence. I agree. And then I've had it, the situations we were talking about, there was one that we actually knew, and it made me, there's been several things happen that have made me question years worth of things that I've seen from people.
I have questioned myself, and
we've sat and went through things.
Evidence of when we first got in this field, that having the experience we do now and learning different ways to debunk and look at things. Homie, half the shit that we thought were real captures were not. They were logically explained, and it sucks, but it's part of it. It's part of it. He's getting heated at Billy Bob. Man, Billy Bob can go get famous. Complete creativity equals demon possessions. He showed. Yep. Just and we know people. Alyssa had
Robert. I can't. Sorry, that was petty, but it was so funny. It was just funny. No, I was laughing at this one. Equals like that is hilarious to me because
are the jump scares?
Yeah,
gotta add a jump scare in there.
Yep. Complete creativity equals. Yeah,
you're exactly Christina. Rule number 1: you have to debunk yourself first.
Yes.
And that's another thing. If you're getting in this field, or if you are in this field, listen. Coming from somebody who was that person a long time ago to what I am now and what we are now, be open to criticism. Be open to somebody debunking your evidence. You don't have to agree with them. You don't.
Nope.
You thank them for their input and go about your day. If you post it on social media, you are asking anybody and everybody to comment their opinion. I'm sorry. I
don't understand that. Maybe somebody can explain it to me. I'm not trying to attack anybody if this is what you do. That's cool. But I really don't understand it. And I have seen it a lot. And I can honestly say I've never done it and Caden's never done it. I cannot say it was not done on a page that we were a part of, but I can say we were not a part of the posting of it. I do not understand why in the hell anybody in this field, whether you are doing the Bigfoot UFO thing, whether you're doing foggy pictures in a mirror, I don't give a shit what you are doing. Go in this umbrella of a field. If you post it on social media and you leave your comments on and you make it to where people can stitch it, twitch it. I don't know. There's so much stuff. I don't know.
Twitch it, twerk it.
What is it? Share it, whatever. If you make it where it's online, it ain't going nowhere. You have then, just like Caden said, open yourself up for everybody's opinion, for all of the things, and for people to do that and then take the time to turn around and go back in their comments and be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking. When you've got 275 people in your comments telling you the same thing and you are attacking every one of them, it's time for you to just remove yourself and be done, because nobody after this is ever going to take you serious. You can bet your sweet ass there are 75 screenshots and 75 people different phones of people calling you out on your shit on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just the truth. It is the truth.
I mean, and we can get into evidence reviews and such on a different, because I'm going to share things that get sent to me that I debunk and send back to clients or investigators.
It won't have anybody's information.
It won't have anybody's information on it, but I'll send them to Todd so that he can put them up here, because I don't know how to do that. Or we got a new boss lady, Brianna.
Yeah.
One of them's going to be running it. But I'll show you things that I look for when I'm debunking or trying to figure out, is something AI? Was it created using some kind of AI or Photoshop, or is it legitimate? Things that I had to learn myself, because again, we're in the era of that.
Mm-hmm.
We have to look at everything with the skeptical eye, because there are a bunch of losers out there that just want to create things for review.
Mm-hmm.
And
Courtney, I agree. I love opinions. I'm not gonna say heated conversations, but I love enthusiastic ones. I'm passionate ones and big ones and uncomfortable ones. But I don't like bullshit drama and adults who can't have a conversation. I don't. And that's really big here. And since we're naming pet peeves, one of my biggest pet peeves about this field is the fact that if you're part of it, you are going to eventually either be part of some sort of drama, you're going to witness it. If you have I'll just be real frank. I would not have social media at all if we weren't doing what we do.
Yep.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it at all. And I don't like it. But it's a necessary evil for what we do. It just is. And there have been a lot of people, that have posted stuff, done stuff, ran through all of their stuff. I don't know.
Are you about done with that hose?
Yeah, I about got choked. And then I thought I was going to have to get up and run off. Because I about got
Christina,
choked.
exactly. A lot of people do forget. Again, when I said learn the terminologies, terminology that a lot of people fail to remember is that pareidolia does exist. It exists. Just like when you're kids and you're looking up at the clouds and you're making out animals or shapes with the clouds. It's pareidolia. Same in the paranormal field. Just because you're outside and you take a picture of the moon and there's a blue orb or a green orb or orange, white, whatever, it's not paranormal. You have to think logically, and you have to think in photography. Like, go do research on it. You'll understand that reflections like that, especially if you use a flash, go anywhere outside and use a flash.
Mm-hmm. You don't even have to. Sometimes I don't know about iPhones.
It's like the moisture and the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to pop up. And just like I have seen so many pictures, I'll tell you guys a little story. I'm not going to say their name because I still respect them, but it's just something that it bothered me. And this is why I said, even if they are on TV, even if they are top of the field and whatever that is, paranormal, cryptozoology, ufology, take everything they say with a grain of salt, but still do your own research behind it. I was with association long ago that was for extraterrestrial activity, alien abductions, so on and so forth. If you knew the amount of tree photos that were sent to me.
You used to sit in that chair for hours.
Tree photos, pictures of a massive oak tree, a massive pine tree with a bunch of red circles everywhere of, look at these, these are the creatures, these are the aliens, look, I had visitors. And I'm like, okay, I see the timestamp on the photo. I see that is a Douglas fir pine tree and it's fall in your area. Those are pine cones. No, they're not. They're not pine cones. Okay, where's this tree at? What's in my backyard? Cool. Can you go to your backyard right now and send me it's X amount of time. Send me a picture of that tree right now, and I guarantee you, stand in the same spot, same angle, take a picture, send it to me. It's going to be the same thing. It's pareidolia. It's the same thing. It's the light shining through. You're able to see the branches behind an opening. You're able to see the pine cones. It wasn't anything.
We have a giraffe in our wall, a baby giraffe.
What?
Megan, is it the baby giraffe in our bathroom wall in front of the toilet? Have you ever seen it?
No.
Me and Brandy talk about it all the time. FYI, you guys are probably what? So in our bathroom, we have a black top, and then it's dark wood at the bottom, and there's trim between.
Mm-hmm.
So it's trim between. So in the wood grain at the bottom, in front of the toilet, there's a baby giraffe.
Okay.
You'll see it now that I said that because of that. You'll see it when you go in there. You'll see it.
I'll see it.
You'll see it.
Okay. There's a truck.
I've seen the truck.
I've seen the truck. I have seen the truck.
And the bull.
All of this to say, you do kind of, Courtney may have a hard time believing what I see unless my own eyes see it. That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
However, you can't always trust your eyes either. You have to use a healthy amount of skepticism when you're reviewing evidence or when you're looking at a photo or video for potential activity.
Sorry. So
I was about to say, did the doll move?
No, you were just say what you said again.
You have to have a healthy amount of skepticism
When
you're reviewing evidence or when you're reviewing photos or video looking for potential evidence that there's a haunting.
So you would do that for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like if you were going through evidence that you collected at a location, that's what you would do. So explain to me why other paranormal investigators or associates inside this field that you meet feel attacked. I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's an attack. Why?
The ones that I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not talking about just the random people like on there's a Facebook page that has thousands and thousands of followers that not just investigators post on it, but just people that have weird pictures or videos,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, post
Mm-hmm.
on there. I'm not talking about them. The people within the field that have teams or that do investigations,
Mm-hmm.
I've asked, why do you get so angry when somebody doesn't agree with you? Like, why? I'm not understanding it. Especially, like, to me, it seemed like they were coming across as very respectful. Like, I see where you're...
I know what you're saying, because I've seen it, too. Like, they are very
I see where
nice
you may
and
think
gentle
that,
about
but
it.
have you ever thought about this being an option?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you say that this is what that EVP is saying, so that's what I hear. Could you post another one and not tell us what you think it says and let us just hear it?
Like,
Because,
don't talk
you're
anything.
planting the seed.
Right.
And they would just get mad.
Like, ready to
And
battle.
I asked one, and I'm like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you take, it's not them
You
being
did?
angry. Yes, I did.
I have to ask, just for my own personal reasons, was it a guy?
Yes.
It was?
Yes.
Because I have found that they get violently angry.
Yes.
Like, they
why,
are ready to fight.
Which is why me and him had multiple conversations
Mm-hmm.
before. I had sent him evidence of mine
Mm-hmm.
because that's one thing I do. If I have an EVP or a video that I know I hear something, but I'm not sure,
Mm-hmm.
I have 6 people that I send
Right.
that I trust to look at it. And he was one of those. And so I've seen that and I'm like, hey man, it's really not like you. Why are you kind of getting on everybody?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all of your EVPs that you post, I've never heard anything. I was like, but you've never attacked me
Right.
for saying I just don't hear anything or I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
Right.
And he was like, well, it's because you come out, I know your character and I know you're being respectful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know these people. And I'm like, okay, you don't know these people, but they came to your paranormal page, your personal team page.
Liked it and took the time to comment.
Took the time to comment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a good look for you.
And
that's
like, the taste you're leaving in their mouth.
That's what I was saying. I was like, that's the taste you're leaving.
Right.
Instead, either A, ignore it, or B, simply say, I never thought of it that way if you didn't. Or You make a great point. Thank you for pointing that out. And move along.
I think that goes back to your comment earlier at the beginning of the show, though, about you having to have some sort of sense of professionalism about you. You know, like you got to have some sort.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it's no secret that I don't have a lot. Like, I just don't. I'm not the face that you send through the door first. I'm just not. Unless they're like people like us. And then it would be okay. But most of the time I'm just not, because I'm too much, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so like if you have to have it, like you have it, and you're really good at first meeting and being very, you say brash. I mean, you don't leave anything up for interpretation. So you're very straightforward, but you're also very
firm. You're
gentle enough, and in a way, like I guess a customer service way. That's all I know to say. I know that's not the right way, but you are good at it, and you have to have it in this.
Todd will know what I'm talking about. Firm, fair, and consistent. You have to be firm with your words, but you have to be fair in your words. And you have to be consistent in the way that you deliver said things.
Right.
I've not always been consistent. Not always. There are just some people that just poke my buttons.
Yeah.
And with those people, I have had to learn as I've aged, like, just kind of stay away from them.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna call you. If you answer, or if you call, I'll answer, and I'll be tolerable and I'll be nice.
Right.
But if you stop calling, that's it.
Right. I'm with you.
Or if I stop calling you, that's it. Or if you stop calling me, that's it.
No.
Brains can hear, see, think different. Exactly. Everybody, Michael, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name because I know I'll butcher it. But yes.
It is cool, though. Your last name is cool.
That is a very cool last name. You're right. We're all different. We're all going to, it's like with mediumship. There are not two mediums that are alike. Every medium or every gifted person is going to have something on a different frequency, right? Because me and you have talked about that. Like, you have two mediums go to the same location. You might get some of the same stuff, but you might be talking to Spirit Sally over here, and the other one may be talking to Spirit George, you know, or Henry or whatever. And you may not can hear Henry and George, and they may not can hear Sally. The brains are the same thing. So with me personally, if I ever put something out there, I want your honest opinion. Like if I say, check out this apparition that I caught, and I put it out there, and I have, you know, let's say 20 people comment, and 17 of them are like, where? I'm not seeing it. Can you zoom in, or what are you talking about?
Right.
Well, number one, I'm not going to be defensive. I'm going to be like, well, maybe I thought that I had something.
I know. I mean, I can say that because I'm your wife. Like, I know because I've seen you not get defensive. And I have also been here, and well, Alyssa, I need you to come here because
I hear something.
Yeah. Like, you know, so, I mean, I know I'm not saying that just because
Thank you, Michael.
We're on here and like, you're mine. I'm saying it because it's the truth.
Yeah.
However, I have seen you get defensive when I've watched you bust your ass at something and somebody question it or knock it down or degrade it in any kind of way, which in my opinion is no different than anything else in life. And I have seen you inside this field show your ass and defend your shit, which you're not wrong for. And by the way, where did it go? Where did it go? Go up just a little bit, please. I'm sorry.
The big long one?
Yeah, Christina. Oh, no, I'm not worried about being too much. If I'm too much, they're the wrong people. But thank you. And
you should be CEOs of the paranormal. We should not be over anybody.
Absolutely
Thank you.
not.
We love you. We love you, but no.
I question every day who decided we could raise a human. I mean, it's like, who decided it was okay to give us adult money and keep a tiny human alive? I don't know who decided that.
And have a very expensive hobby, or potentially very expensive hobby.
Facts. I question it all the time.
But
thank you, Courtney. That's like the top tier compliment.
That's what She drew me to the show. Just chilling. Thank you. Thank you. That's why I married her.
Top tier. Oh, look at him.
Oh. Anyways,
Fine as a frog.
I have defended evidence, or actually it wasn't even evidence, it was experiments that I defended, because I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I defend my experiments.
Yes.
I think everybody should defend their experiments.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by experiments, I'm not talking about just Estes method. I'm not talking about flashlight sessions. I'm talking about anything that you
Put your time in.
put your time into.
Yeah.
To do an experiment, whether it be a solo
Mm-hmm.
or like what we did at Monroe, where I put you and Alicia and me.
Mhm.
We each did solos,
Mm-hmm.
and then we did the blindfold sessions. Anything that's an experiment,
Mm-hmm.
you need own it.
Right.
If you didn't get anything, you didn't get anything. If you did get good stuff, you got great stuff. Now, what she's referring to is dark side. When you're on Facebook Live,
Sounds like we're talking about a Led Zeppelin album.
and whenever you post, you're a team or individual that does episodes that you post elsewhere, YouTube, Facebook, it doesn't matter, but you have your own episodes. When you put that out there, you have to be ready for trolls. You have to be ready not for criticism, but people who are just blatantly trolls.
Yeah.
That are going to say that everything you're doing is fake, everything
Mm-hmm.
you're doing is stupid, everything that you're doing is a waste of money and a waste of time. Go ahead and get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and get used to it.
Well,
Because it's going to happen regardless. We were live 3 years ago, and somebody shared our live on a troll page,
mm-hmm.
and we were at 43 watching that night, and it jumped up to like 300,
Mm-hmm.
and it was trolls.
Yeah, but
And the person who shared it was a fellow paranormal enthusiast.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's a whole conversation, and we've talked about a lot of that.
Thank you, Christina.
But I will say, like, if anybody was around for that, then you know what I'm fixing to say is true. There's not shit that you can do to Caden or myself that we will not own. Like, I will take it from you and own it. That happened to us, and they were fixing to try to tell our story. So we took their opportunity of 500 plus people that they added to our page with their share for their spam, and you're not going to tell my story. I'll tell my story, but you're not.
They went as far as creating a fake Facebook account with
Yeah.
our profile
Pictures,
pictures,
information.
like it was wild. And like I said, this was, I'm not just somebody that was in the field that we knew.
Mm-hmm.
Was never really a colleague. We never worked with him specifically, but yeah, I mean, it was just one.
We
of
knew
those
people that had
working.
worked with him specifically. We knew people that knew him. We knew people. We had been at one location where he was.
And all it boiled down to was the fact that, and this is something that everybody needs to hear me on, set boundaries and keep your boundaries. Not everybody's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody wants what's best for you. And not everybody is going to be better for your investigation experience.
Oh.
And the fact that we at first were going to help everybody that ever called us, going to help teams, teaching teams certain things, teaching individuals certain things.
Mm-hmm.
We put ourselves all the way out there, and all it took was us getting burned out, and we were like, you know what, we're kind of going to take a step back, and we started saying no. And the minute we started saying no,
Mm-hmm.
drama happened. And like Alyssa said, there's no way around it. You're going to get placed in drama.
Mm-hmm.
At
And
some
that,
point.
that was a moment where I put my foot down, Caden put his foot down, and we said no. And this particular person chose to take that particular moment and take it and use the darkest moment of our lives, just boom, like a bomb grenade. And
Lavender. Courtney's asking what we're drawing.
Oh, I agree with it.
Lavender. We got Mullen. Somewhere.
We got stuff everywhere. I forgot where it was. Oh yeah, all of that was going on the Book of Faces, and it was really, really, really bad.
And everybody that was involved with that whole shit show,
Yeah,
grew from it in some form or fashion.
for sure.
We all grew from it. Everybody involved. I mean, there was 10 of us, probably.
I don't think I count as a person in that. Like I was
okay.
just
The 9.
blob.
There was 9 of us.
I was a blob.
He was a blob.
I was a blob.
That's okay. 9 of us. We all.
I'm not a blob anymore.
You're not a blob anymore. If you were, though, you'd still be my blob.
Yeah.
And that's your favorite movie.
You would love me if I was a blob.
I would love you if you're a blob.
I do love The Blob. The Blob is a classic movie. I'm sure that our boss man likes The Blob.
Probably.
I bet Miss Sherry likes The Blob too.
Maybe.
That was probably one of their Saturday night hits.
So that's another thing. You do have to keep your boundaries. It is healthy to have boundaries. It's healthy to say no to working with individuals, which kind of brings us to paraunity in itself.
Phew.
We've all seen it go around. We all know what it means. Look up paraunity in the Urban Dictionary. It's all of us coming together, working together for a common cause, treating each other with respect, and just working together, right? It's a great idea. It's
in theory. In theory.
It is a fabulous idea. I wish that we could all get along. I wish that everybody could be on the same page. I wish that everybody could stop being dicks and stop competing with each other.
That's human nature. It's not ever going to stop. I mean,
like I said at the beginning of the show, the paranormal field is no different than life. Our everyday life. Your everyday life should match your paranormal life, to be quite honest, if you want to have any kind of connection with the spiritual realm. But there's a harmonious balance. You have to have bad so that you appreciate the good. You kind of have to have the good moments to really understand the lesson from the bad moments. You have to. Hey, Amanda.
I'm coming back. Sorry, my chair. I gotta buy cushions.
There's a cushion on the floor somewhere.
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Pillow.
You're good. Go ahead.
Right there. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We tried that between app manufacturers and ghost boxers years ago. It's a dead end street. Not sure what you're talking about, Stanley. We tried that between app manufacturers and ghost boxers.
Is he talking about it?
Yeah, I'm gonna need just a little bit more context so I understand what you're trying to say. It sounds interesting. I want to know more what you're talking about. But yeah, there's paraunity. It's a great idea. Will it ever happen? No, it's not going to happen. And I'll tell you why. Because just like Michael said, if you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, none of us are the same. None of us think the same way. None of us feel the same way. None of us react the same way. So I'm not going to work. Or actually, let me put it to you this way. When I'm talking about boundaries, you should not have to be forced to go work with another team or even a client if you don't want to, just because it's the right thing to do.
Correct.
Because if you do it by force or you do it just because you think it's going to make you look good, guess what? You're not helping anybody. You're not helping the client. You're not helping yourself. If, again, there are certain teams and individuals that we don't work with and refuse to work with, and there's teams and individuals that refuse to work with us. That's okay. I don't take it personal. It's a business. You have to think of it as a business. You don't see Nike and Adidas working together all the time, do you?
They don't ever work together.
Exactly. They don't like each other. They're in the same field, are they not?
Oh
They
yeah,
make
but the
shoes.
media will create some imaginary beef between the two brands
Well,
that aren't even human.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's how that goes.
It's okay. It's okay to be different.
It's okay to be loners too. That's okay.
It's okay to be
It's
nomadic.
okay.
You don't have to put yourself at a higher standing or put yourself under the bar than what you want to be at.
No.
If you want to be that person that everybody comes to for everything, they want you to, like, they want to invite you to go to all these places. That's what you want to do. Do it. You won't regret it, I promise. What you will regret, though, is if you don't open your mouth because you're scared of losing the invitations. Don't be scared of losing invitations. Be with your people. We found our people, and we're still finding our people.
Mm-hmm.
Just open your mouth.
Be active. I will say this: if you're in the field and you're new, and even if you're not in the paranormal, like the spiritual side of it, and the paranormal investigating side of it, maybe you're just in the, what is it you call it, the supernatural?
Yeah, supernatural.
Like that covers, that's a word.
Everything.
Probably. Okay, yeah. So maybe you're on the other side of the road with it, right? And so there's an entire community for that. And it's just like if you start a new job, if you start a new hobby, anything, it's just like that. You're going to meet assholes. Don't let them ruin your fun. Like, you're going to meet them. But there's an entire community for just about anything inside of this right here. Mm-hmm. And if you are active and consistent, you'll find at least a small group of like-minded individuals. They might live, and it's going to sound funny because ours do, but I mean it seriously. I mean, they might live 12 hours from you because Northern Ascension isn't, I have Donna. Donna lives further away from me than Northern Ascension does, but she's been a part of my life for almost 7 years. So inside this community, if you're active and you're consistent and you want to learn and you want to do anything, if you're consistent and you do try, there's really no excuse because of the way that we can contact each other and the openness that we have with each other. You're going to meet assholes. Don't let them ruin it for you. There will be pricks. And if you meet people like Caden and you are not used to meeting people who are blunt and upfront inside this field, you'll meet a good bit of them. And you will learn that they're not being hateful. They're not being angry. They're just being honest. They're being very black and white so that when you're done with your conversation with them, you don't have anything left up for a debate. Like, you can't go back and say, well, I wonder if they meant it like this, because you will know exactly how they meant it. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of them, and this is going to sound sexist, but most of them are men in this field that are like that. I mean, they just are.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure, Stanley. For sure. Builders of the apps using, the phenomenons like Echo Vox, Spirit Boxes built by Frank Sumpton, Steve Holte, Andrew. Years ago, Steve Huff and Anthony Sanchez degraded the Ghost Box builders, and Paraunity was shot.
Yes.
Yeah. Amongst other things, though, that is a very solid.
It is.
Solid point. But there's also, that was just.
That was a catalyst.
It was, yeah, thank you.
I think it put a seed in a lot of people's brains when all of that actually did happen, and there was a lot of articles and stuff about it. And there were some seeds planted, and people started realizing that they could do things a little differently if they wanted to, I guess. Yeah. But in reality, I still think that within time, even without one big action, just like with anything else, they call it paraunity. It's a word that somebody made up, and it's in an urban dictionary. In reality, the paranormal is it's a word. So paraunity is a thought process that all of us can come together and we can all collectively achieve one big goal. I don't necessarily believe that's possible because we're human and we're gonna claw each other's eyes out on the way to the finish line because that's how we work.
But you can use it in like factions.
Yes.
Like the whole community as itself will never be
Yes.
underneath the umbrella
Yes.
paraunity
Mm-hmm.
as one,
Mm-hmm.
but there will be factions.
Mhm.
I believe that paraunity can be achieved in factions.
I do too, but I don't understand why everybody thinks we all have to get along and saying kumbaya and know what our kids are doing. I don't understand that.
I don't know. I don't
get it.
All right, let's take an early break.
Okay.
So hang on. We will be right back. We're going to take our final break at the bottom of the hour. When we come back, you got us for another 30 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We shall return momentarily.
With big energy shifts spinning every which way, where can you turn for clarity and guidance? Turn to world-class psychic, medium, spiritual advisor, and trance channeler Christina Bloom. For more than 20 years, Christina has been helping people find clear answers to life's dilemmas. As an author, public speaker, and radio and podcast host, Christina reaches audiences around the world. You can find her books, Intuitive You and Wisdom for the Age of Ascension, in online stores. And listen to her show, Be the Change, right here on WLTK. Christina offers private psychic readings as well as psychic gallery sessions for business functions and private parties. Schedule your private psychic reading, group function, or reach Christina to speak at your event at psychicchristina67@gmail.com. That's psychicchristina67@gmail.com. Or visit her website, christinabloom.com.
And we're back. Coming to you live once again. We are Twisted Ascensions. We are a married couple. If you're just tuning in, you missed a lot of information. Don't get scared, though. Don't fret. It's okay. All is well. We all make mistakes. You can always go back on WLTK-DB.com, search Twisted Ascensions. Right there is all of our stuff. If you go on Southern Ascension, I will be pinning. We have a private channel of Twisted Ascensions. All of our archives will be on there. You can go to the WLTK-DB app. Yes, we have the whole network has its own app. It's pretty cool. You should definitely check out the shop because I got on the shop not long ago. Did not realize half the stuff that were sold on there, and I really, 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 you're gonna make fun of me. I really want that robe. I really want.
Yeah, I know. You came in the bedroom. You're like, Alyssa,
I want
you're
the
not
robe,
gonna believe what's
and
on there.
I want the car mats. The car mats are cool. I want them. I want them. They're really cool, though.
You really do want that robe.
So we're talking about the dark side of the paranormal, things that some people need to be reminded of, things that people should be aware of. And if you're trying to get in this field, things that you need to avoid or do more research on, more learning on. And we've talked a lot about our pet peeves and things that we despise. In our personal opinion, nobody else has to agree. Nobody else has to disagree. We can all just agree to disagree. I don't care. It's my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. But these are things that we've encountered working with other teams around the world, working with individuals and companies and business models and, affiliations all around the world it's a continuous problem.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, what we've been talking about. And it's not, Alyssa was saying at the break, that it's kind of been a bash fest the past 2 shows we did. And like I was reminding her, it is, but it's things that I want to go ahead and get away because I don't want to drag the negativity on. Like I want to say what needs to be said up front, get it out there, and kind of be done with it.
Yeah.
As a whole, like this.
Yeah.
And there's still some things that we haven't touched. I mean,
yeah.
When it comes, we talked about locations costing so much. We talked about people's egos getting in the way. We've talked about people name dropping celebrities for clout. People thinking that they are paranormal celebrities just because they were a guest appearance on a show or a paracon or whatever. All those are very cool things. I'm not saying they're not cool. They are very cool. But that goes back to the egos that we had talked about. And a lot of people in our comments, their pet peeves was it's not a competition. Right. It shouldn't be a competition. Right. We should all, science can explain paranormal phenomena. They've tried. They have tried. You know, they did the Phillips experiment and then they turned around and did the Sydney experiment. And then the last I heard quite a few years ago at the Oak Ridge in Tennessee laboratory, they were trying to prove multi-dimensions or portals. I still haven't
finished that.
Well, I haven't seen an update on it, so I don't know what happened to it. But brings us to another thing, and I'm done bashing for the night, I promise. But if you want to create a team or you're an individual, I think collectively we should all agree to stop saying that we are professional ghost hunters or professional paranormal investigators. We're not professionals.
Okay, so in that, I have heard you say, you tell people, like, if you don't do this, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. Call a professional. So
I have.
So what
changed?
What changed? But what qualifies you to be the team that is qualified to help a client? Like what? In Caden's opinion.
In Caden's opinion,
yes.
In my opinion alone, what changed is, number one, I matured. Not just in the field, just in life in general. I matured. I realized that saying call a professional or seek a professional, it's like people overusing demons and demonic. It holds no value anymore because everybody calls themselves a professional. There are no professionals when it comes to ghost hunting, when it comes to spirit communication. There's not. You can be a professional in a specific genre. Like you can be a professional photographer or professional analysis or professional videographer. You can even do all your classes. And if you're a healer, Reiki, I would consider that is a profession. You can be a professional healer. But a professional ghost hunter or paranormal investigator does not exist. You can be a team. Instead of saying we are a professional paranormal team, we are a paranormal team with professionalism.
Or we're a paranormal team for entertainment.
Yeah, if you're just doing it to make videos.
Or I'm a paranormal investigator for entertainment.
Well, then you would just say I'm a ghost hunter or ghost enthusiast.
Okay, so those two words to you mean that you're a paranormal investigator for entertainment. You do it for entertainment purposes only.
Like I said, I know that it's paranormal investigator is just kind of the go-to thing. But I had spoken to Jay Prather not long ago. And what he said kind of opened my eyes. He had put out a post. Are you really an investigator? And before you answer, go look up what an investigator is and get back with me.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But
And
I love the way that his brain works
yes,
anyway. So like
I do.
that's-
He's a phenomenal dude,
He is.
and he is somebody who is to me a true paranormal
Yes.
investigator.
Yes.
He's one of my 3.
Mhm.
But I got to thinking, I'm like, we kind of dropped the paranormal investigator title for the most part.
Mhm.
We just say we are who we are. Where
Mhm.
I say I picked it up from my friend Philip. A ghost conversationalist, a spirit conversationalist.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to prove the paranormal to anybody.
No.
I'm not trying to even prove it to myself because I know it exists.
Right. Because of your personal experience, but you can't prove those to people.
I can't prove it to
Right.
anybody.
I know. I'm with you.
But I can prove it to myself,
Mhm.
and I have. But I'm just in it when we go to locations
Mhm.
for the conversations, for the experience
Mhm.
of what happens, what they want to tell me, what they want to show me.
Yeah.
There are experiments that are more on the scientific-y side that I would love to try. But I'm by no means a professional on that level. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I'm just kind of poking and hoping.
I will say you are a professional Alyssa Wrangler. Like you do pretty good with that.
With what?
Alyssa Wrangler.
Oh, yeah,
You're a
for
professional.
sure.
Like you,
For sure.
you got your license in that.
Subject, but man, oh man, Ashley looks so much like you, Kaden, with your hair flat. And on the other subject, my favorite things to see is the team members working together. Absolutely. Stanley, the paranormal is a pseudoscience. Absolutely. On the fringes of pop culture. I
That's
think
what
we're
I was laughing
already
at.
there. I
Yes.
think it's not even on the fringes.
Like
It
we're
is
there.
The only professionals are those guys with doctorates of divinity that exorcise demons.
That's what I was laughing at. I was reading that comment.
I didn't even know that you could get a doctorate in that. I know that you have
In
to go to
divinity?
school in divinity. I
Yes.
didn't know it was called that.
Yes.
I knew that there was an exorcism for school, or exorcism school basically you went to. Stanley, yes. Everything you said.
Oh, I like that. I guess. I mean, I like that. I would probably change
Yes.
that.
Experienced investigator. That is another great way
I
to
would
say
put
it.
seasoned or marinated.
Oh my God, you would.
I would.
You would.
I would.
You would.
I mean, they mean the same thing.
Paranormal researchers. Again, though, when you go to researchers, are you actually researching? Like if you go look it up,
Yeah.
are you actually doing it? Because most people who do use paranormal researchers, they don't even do the research part. They read an article or two about a building before they go, and that's that.
Yeah, see, I'm on air 5 myself.
Marinated.
I am a well marinated paranormal. Yes, that's great. I love that. That's what I'm gonna start doing.
I love you.
I'm gonna put it on my page.
You're gonna put that on a shirt. It's what's gonna happen.
Yes. Ooh, what if I get like a? I gotta figure out what meat to put on there.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Lord, do y'all see what you started? Do you see what you started?
It could be a marshmallow.
Brian, exactly. Experienced investigator. I think that I'm not saying everybody should do it because let's be honest. Nobody has to do what I'm saying. I'm not telling anybody to do anything.
Let's be honest. Who
I'm
the hell
not
is
saying,
Kate Mask?
yeah.
No.
Who the hell am I? I'm a nobody. Okay.
Put that shit on a shirt and wear it.
I'm a somebody to a few people, and I'm a nobody to a lot of people. And I'm cool with that. I'm so cool with that. I'm just giving you
Ghosty on a
guys
grill, yes.
ghosty on a grill, yes.
Marinated investigator.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm gonna get one that says, "Who the hell is Kate Mask?" And I'm gonna put like a question mark back here, and then
You
it's gonna
gotta say who the hell is Jebba Kaden?
At the back here, it's gonna have the hashtag because that's the thing. Hashtag Jebba Kaden.
Jebba Kaden.
Who the hell is Kate Mask? Question mark. Hashtag
Jebba
Kaden.
Kaden. Oh my gosh. If you don't know, you'll know.
When
You'll
the beard
know.
grows,
You'll know when the beard grows.
Stick around.
So yeah, there's a lot of great things in this field that I do love. I do, even though I hate the social media,
Yeah.
I love it in the same breath.
You do. You
I
really
do love.
You love the camaraderie of the community that you
I
have
do.
found yourself in the last year.
I
will say
love
that.
I love that the fact when I had my first experience that threw me into this field.
Mm.
there was nowhere for me to look. I mean, you couldn't
Right.
just go to a phone book and look up paranormal investigator or ghost hunter or
Right.
whatever. You could not look
I
that
know.
up.
I know.
Internet was a thing, but even then, like, it wasn't as available as it is now.
Wasn't as pop culture-y as it is now. So it wasn't like you didn't go to Google and it was
Right.
right there. No,
Right.
you had to dig. Like the Ask Jeeves days.
Yeah.
I know I get what you're saying. I mean, if somebody's a lot younger than us, they might not. But
Yeah.
and I don't mean that as a pun. I'm being serious. They really might not, because they've always had the world at their fingertips, literally. But even when we first had the internet, we did not.
Yeah.
So
I love the fact that if somebody is having an issue, all they have to do is go to their phone and type in,
yeah,
help with ghost or paranormal investigator
Right.
this city and state, and they'll pop up.
we had somebody contact us, and that's what happened.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
how they.
That's how they found us. I remember that damn keyboards that only had the one line, and you saved it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and thanks to
Yes.
social media, we've met
We
some
were getting
amazing
there.
people.
We were getting there.
I was trying to catch up on the
Yeah.
comment, but yes, thanks to social media. I mean, we have a podcast. We're on social media.
Mm-hmm.
We met our Ascension family up north.
Yes.
We met our old team members that are located down south.
Mhm.
Our current team member, who, shout out to her, she's recovering well. She had her baby not long ago. Mom and baby are doing fantastic.
Yes.
We met them, social media.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's going to be goods and pros and cons
Mhm.
on everything. I wish that the cons were less than the pros.
I do too.
But right now, the world's going to shit, and
Mhm.
everybody needs an outlet, an entertainment.
Well, you said it right. You said an outlet, because sometimes it's not entertainment. Let's just be real vocal about it. Like, it's not. Social media is now it's
Self-expression.
it's self-expression, and it's self-expression in a toxic. I mean, there's a lot, and I'm very vocal about the fact that I hate social media. I would not miss it at all.
Yeah.
Literally, I would love to have a church phone. That would be the best thing ever for me. Like, I had no need for that.
You say you do, but I'm telling you, really.
No.
I want a flip phone. I want Brian's phone. That's what I want.
Brian's phone.
Give me Big Brother's
You
phone.
say that, there's no way. The social media part that you like, though, is what I said. The little community that you have found yourself in. This is where I was going with what I was saying. I do not like social media. I used to be where you're at, where I had finally landed in a community of people who understood me. I could go to for anything. Like, they were right there. And I know you remember when I was there. So, and I got that. I got what I needed out of it, what I was supposed to get out of it. And I built relationships with people inside that community. And then that community kind of fell apart. And it wasn't a bad way. It would nothing bad happened. We all grew, and everybody went their separate ways because we were all adults. But anyway, I digress. I built relationships with some of those people. I communicate with them off of social media. In my personal life, I communicate with these people on my phone. I call phone, not Facebook, no. You are just now in that part of this phase of it.
Not really, because I was in it.
You were in it, but you also learned that a lot of things were bullshit.
I did. That's what I was about to say. Is I was in it.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Heavily in it, where I was with this organization on this side of the world, and this organization on this side of the world, and this organization in Mississippi, and this one up north. And I was talking to a lot of people all day, every day, about cryptids and aliens and ghosts and spirits. And I was trying to learn from everybody all at once. And then I was learning, and I was getting a lot of great stuff, and then all of a sudden, not that I quit learning, it just got to where it was the same thing.
Repetitive.
It was repetitive.
Uh-huh.
It was, I got this report in on this.
Yeah.
These same
I
two
know.
people that you guys don't know
I forget.
are
I know.
mediums, and they're saying that this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why not send boots on ground? Because that was a pretty prominent experience if it happened. There's no need. We're just going to trust the mediums. Okay. Those of you who don't know, my wife is a medium, and I question her rigorously. Like, just because she's my wife doesn't mean that I don't question her.
If you know us, then you know. But if you don't know us and you see it, you're like, damn.
I look like an asshole because it looks like I don't trust her.
But if you know us, then it ain't.
Then you know it's no big
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. I'm an inquiring mind for sure.
We
But
would
I
not
started-
work with any other people.
Anyways, I started questioning my mentors and the people that I looked up to, like, highly. And I'm not just talking about, like, not people that have been on TV. I'm talking about people that the government goes to for situations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about those people. I was under, being mentored.
Having conversations.
And that's why I said it's okay to look up to people, but don't put them on too high of a pedestal either, because a lot of it is smoke and mirrors.
And you're gonna really fuck your feelings up.
Yeah.
Like that's just all there is to it. It's just, you're gonna.
I don't know
fuck yourself up.
how else to say it. You're gonna break your own heart, basically.
Because you were almost to a point, and I'm not gonna lie, if we're gonna be real honest, since we're being just bold, I was excited about it because some of my favorite times in this field were just me and my husband, and there was nothing rolling. We wasn't live on nothing. We wasn't recording nothing. Nobody's seen it but us, and we've talked about it. Like when we go to bed at night, there are several times where we've done stuff like that. We've talked about that's my favorite times. So he had gotten to a point, because of the things that had happened, where he wanted to just be done with the entire field. He was like, let's just erase our social media presence. Let's just, I was like, yeah. Oh, I was in it. I was so excited. I was not excited that my husband's heart had been broken, and like some people that he had seriously looked up to and idolized for a long time, thought he was getting a lot of knowledge from, and had put he bet the farm on these people, and he got let down drastically. And that was a sad thing for me, but I was very excited for what he wanted to do. And you decided against it because of a handful of other people that you did meet inside that community that also had gotten bullshitted just like you had. Their feelings were hurt. They were in shock. Like I think about a 24-hour period passed through and you calmed down a little bit and you got a couple of messages. And even now you still talk to those handful of individuals on a regular basis.
Yep.
And I can honestly say, like, I know Philip is probably one of the reasons that you decided not to leave the field.
No, because I hadn't talked to him.
You hadn't? No. Darn, I thought you had. No?
No, it was Donna.
Yeah.
Dawn, Brian, Meg.
Yeah.
I
knew you
at
had...
at that particular time, Butch, I mean, just begged me, because he was my biggest one before he passed.
I know.
And he was like, don't lose hope. Stick with it. It's okay to do stuff on your own. You now see what it's like working for these corporations or working under these. Hello, my dude. We've been talking about you, or been name dropping you quite a bit tonight.
I don't know that we said his last name,
but it was, he just told me, he's like, it's okay, just take time away and collect yourself.
Right.
And I did. And him and our Ascension family, Fam Bam, you, and then even our son Asher, like his love for the paranormal made me like, I really just can't give it up, because if I show him that just because
Right.
somebody pissed me off or didn't match what pedestal I put them on,
Mhm.
that I was just going to throw everything away.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no,
Right.
no, I'm not going to. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
all
they
great
were.
things,
They
dude.
were.
All great things.
They were.
All great things. But, yeah, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you've had your roller coaster so far. Like,
Oh, yeah.
see, I wonder if people who aren't actually in it,
What
but
are you drinking?
just water, like if people who aren't actually in it, if they are like,
That's not water.
oh, well, I mean, it has a flavor in it, but it's water.
I was not expecting that.
There's no sugar in it. I'm sorry. Anyway, like if they're not in the field and they're people who just enjoy watching, like we have a lot of people that have watched us for years, right?
Mhm.
Like we said earlier, Marinka a couple years back got to go with us. She was in a contest that was on our old page, and she got to go with us. So there's a lot of people that just watch. They just solely watch. They're on the other side of the phone.
Yeah.
That's what they enjoy.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have pet peeves, or like we all know they have their favorite things that they enjoy. Everybody
Yeah.
has a different thing that they love to watch that happens during an investigation.
Like with Kim, she's all the way in Canada.
Mhm.
And Robert, Uncle Rob, he's in Australia. Like they love just watching everybody's experiments.
Okay, perfect time. Courtney said, I just enjoy the paranormal. I'm not an investigator. Okay. So Courtney, what when if you're on Facebook and you're scrolling and you're watching like 3 of the 5 teams that you like the most on Friday night, they're all investigating somewhere different. Which one are you going to stop and click on and watch, and why? Like, what are your favorite things that happen when you're watching that? Like, or what do you learn the most from when you're watching them? Like, when you're watching them do something, what do you learn the most from?
Yeah. Because I enjoy, even though we go places and we have clients, I enjoy watching other people's stuff.
For sure.
Like when, since Philip's in here, we'll drop his name again. When they were at the Monroe house this last time,
Yeah.
some of his experience that he was doing.
Yeah. Hey, Cal.
Cool as hell.
Oh, they were. We sat in the living room and watched.
Hey, Kyle. But that's what I enjoy watching, is these other teams, not necessarily going to different locations. I don't care if it's the same place as we went, but kind of just seeing like, what's everybody doing? What kind of experiments are we gathering?
Yeah.
Because there may be things that, like with Philip, I would have never thought about doing an Estes method, and instead of questions being verbally asked, typing them out on a computer to see if you get a response that matches.
Well, I mean, we did that. Well, in a way, we thought about that similar.
Yeah, but we were having somebody.
It wasn't the Estes method we were doing, but we did do something with some text messages, like different variables. I don't know. It's a long time ago.
The person upstairs was asking the question to the people in the basement. Like we had different levels, or somebody was at this building while you were at this building.
Yeah. No, I was talking about the text message. We did something with text messages and questions once.
I like when it is the real videos. I don't like hyped up stuff. Yeah, that's me.
Very true.
That's me. Like I said, for the people out there that do create their own episodes and they put them on, whatever they can put them on, Amazon, YouTube, whatever. That's awesome. I wish that I knew how to do videos like that for other things. We just suck at taking pictures and videoing ourselves.
Speak for yourself. I'm getting pretty decent at taking pictures.
You are. But most of the time, it's just me and Alyssa. So imagine, y'all know Alyssa's not allowed to touch equipment because she breaks it. So I hold all the equipment. So all you're going to see is basically Alyssa's face all the time, because that's what it is. It's Friday. Oh,
we need to get a camera that we can like mount on our forehead and just take y'all with us.
Oh, yeah. I don't watch much anymore. That is why I came here. I don't like the screaming and yelling. I also don't love when people ask for readings on live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
There's like if somebody is putting it out there that they're doing a reading for people, cool. That's what that live is for. But I understand what you're saying because you don't know how many times we have been at an investigation and get a
Love
phone.
life. Love life.
Love life. Okay. That too.
Yep.
We've been on an investigation and we have watched these individuals hop on our live and watch us that we are at location and be like in the live, like, hey, we're going to take a quick break in the live. And they're calling Alyssa for a reading real quick. Like, hey, can you pull a card?
Is he cheating on me?
Yeah. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. Not going to do that.
Yeah.
But
crazy.
My goodness gracious.
Boy, the time flew tonight.
It really did. There's a lot of great stuff in this field. The most important things is whatever your reasoning for getting in this field. I'm not even going to say being in for the right reasons because for everybody, that's a different reason. If you're going to be in this field, be honest about why you're in this field. Do not, if you want to make YouTube videos and make money off of them, say that. You can be like the urbex people, and that's that's
put urbex. Just put urbex.
Put urbex or haunted urbex, whatever.
Yeah. Be prepared. People will call you an asshole.
Yeah. If you are there like us, where we're not doing really true scientific stuff, we are mostly there to conversate with the spirit. And I want to name drop him again because I said him like an hour ago. I stole this saying or this title from Philip in the comments. Ghost conversationalists. That's what we are. We're not there to prove the existence to anybody. We're not there to prove that they can do this or they can do that. What I'm trying to do is create experiments that make it easier for us to talk to the spirits or for us to see the spirits or us to see into their realm. That's what I'm after. Philip puts out some great EVPs. Great EVPs.
He said he really enjoys live EVP reviews.
Oh, yeah.
I've only seen a handful of people do that.
Like I've seen a lot of ghost box sessions on live. Those are really fun.
But I'm not the reviews, like actually sitting and doing reviews in real time with viewers. That
Taps, yes. Courtney, Taps is still a thing. They are now just ghost hunters they still have a show going.
Well, Cody and his new wife are.
Yeah, Cody and his wife are part of Taps. They do the Haunted Paranormal Couple Museum, the Haunted Objects Museum. Grant and them have their Grant's doing his own show. Jason's doing his own show. Jason actually does a lot of work with Kenny Biddle.
Yeah. Didn't they do something new and put it on Amazon?
I think so.
I thought so. It might not be out yet, but I did think that I seen something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All of this tonight, though, to be real honest, if you want to get involved in this field, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But it's a lot of fun. You're going to meet some pretty incredible folks. And if you're lucky enough, those folks are going to become like family. Yeah. And all of you in the comments, all of you that watch the shows, all of you that we talk to on a regular basis or even a monthly basis, you're part of the family. You're officially part of the murder. That's just our thing. And we love each and every one of you. And we're very grateful that you
spent your Friday night with us. It means a lot.
Courtney, the reason why, and I'm gonna end on this. The reason why is because I'll go through and say 80% that I have seen 80% that I've seen no longer try to debunk things, which is a big irritation for me. I like to debunk myself because you can't call it paranormal unless you try to rationally, logically explain it. But everybody quit debunking And like I said, it's pay for views now.
Mhm.
Most of your people that are on TikTok and YouTube and everything, they're putting content out there because they want to get famous and make money putting out these jump scares and things. And that's just kind of part of it. It's unfortunately, wish it wasn't, but it is.
It is.
Atmosphere that will allow spirits to feel comfortable conversating with you. Talk to them like you're saying. Exactly. Love you too, my friend.
We have always done that and told people. I mean, it's just always worked for us.
And we have an experiment that we're going to try. And it's using the natural electrical currents of the earth with copper and zinc and a bunch of other stuff and creating a circle. And we're going to sit in the middle of it and we're going to see what happens. See that instead of you having a Jacob's ladder, using the earth, see what we can do.
Aren't we doing that with a moon cycle?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got to wait. Because I got everything except for like 3 things.
We will update you guys.
We'll update you for sure. Tune in next week. They will post it, I'm sure, Sunday or Monday. But we'll be back next Friday, same time, 9 p.m. to 11. Thank y'all for giving us your ears. Have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. If you need us, call us, Southern Ascension, or if you want to listen to anybody else's podcast, including ours, go back on WLTK-DB.com or WLTK-DB, the app, or the Facebook page, or the Facebook group. Whatever. Just type in Twisted Ascensions. We love you all. God bless you. May the gods be with you. Until next time, see you.
Bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.